downloadable content,
microtransactions,
DRM,
pre-order DLC,
dislocked content, blind, stupid fucking fanboyism.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. We are doing another video because I was watching this gentleman that you can see right here. No, this is not a video response to him in any facet, but during his live stream, which is still currently streaming as I record this, he had mentioned that there are people apparently who somehow believe that Capcom has redeemed themselves. Now, ironically, this is not the first time that I actually talked about this, but let's just do a quick search. So, is Capcom back? Capcom is turning things around 5 months ago. Capcom is doing something incredible. Yeah, incredibly stupid. Why Capcom is killing it. Alright, so, here's another one. Capcom is back 3 months ago, 5 months ago. But this, ironically, isn't the first time there was a group of people that ultimately felt Capcom is back because of one or two things they decided not to do. We go 4 years ago, I did a 2-part video. Why Capcom is teabagging Alpha Omega Sin. Capcom still teabagging Alpha Omega Sin. 3 years, a year following that, I did Has Capcom redeemed themselves as a developer? Now, let's just kind of quickly go over some of the history that is Capcom. So if anyone remembers the fiasco with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, this happens to be the Blackbuster Critic. This is not on his actual YouTube channel. This was on, I believe, an older one that he had that probably got flagged because, well, people are bitches. Or maybe he just deleted it. I have no idea. Now, the original video that I saw, he was actually outside, it was actually dark, and he was ranting about the bullshit that was, and still is, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So people remember that controversy. But here we're going to touch into some stuff that is, well, quite frankly, just a little bit more controversial. Dragon's Dogma, with this fuckery Forbes pop-up. Dragon's Dogma includes locked, dislocked content. Although, let's be real, they're totally not listening in any facet that thereof. So they were called out for that bullshit. This just happens to be a list. You'll see of video games that have dislocked content on it. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. We have Resident Evil 5, Dragon's Dogma, as ultimately stated. And, well, yeah, there's the old Street Fighter X Tekken. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 also had dislocked content on it. So, you know, this isn't anything inherent new. Capcom even defends dislocked content. There's an older article that basically, where they state that they see no difference between dislocked content and downloadable content. We're going to go over some things that we've already mentioned. So Capcom gets busted for on-disc DLC discovered for Street Fighter X Tekken. I remember that shit, did some videos on it. Resident Evil's 6 ridiculous $1,000 collector's edition because it basically came with a pleather jacket. Ironically, just last year, they decided to do an 8K collector's edition, which more than likely also came with a... Yeah, you get it. Yeah. Oh, the irony. And then, of course, Resident Evil 5, its verse mode was locked on the disc. Now, it says rumor, but the article has been updated since then, obviously. And this one goes as far back as, like, 2009. And it was ultimately confirmed that, well, yeah, it does have dislocked content on it. All right, so the point here, and this is something that I think people need to understand, is that Capcom has not redeemed themselves. When you look at the long list, and that's just a few that I went over, of all the negative stuff and controversies that surrounded just them, You honestly gonna sit there and tell me that just because they developed a game that you like, or they decided to take a shitty practice such as microtransactions and make it so that you could also unlock those microtransactions by playing the game, that somehow that redeems them for all the bullshit that they attempted to do? I mean, this is literally the equivalent of gamers. Like if Electronic Arts came out with a FIFA or Madden game that literally had no microtransactions whatsoever, no DLC. Everything that could be in the game, everything that could be unlocked in the game by actually playing the game, not by behind a paywall, ladies and gentlemen. The old school dislock content, all right, which is the only good kind of dislock content. Even if they had, you're going to sit there and tell me that if they released a game like that, that somehow it's going to redeem them for all of the years of bullshit that they've decided to pull on you. And you know, this is where some gamers kind of show their hypocrisy. It's like you're going to sit there and you're going to say that you're going to complain about Capcom doing this, and this, and this, and then all of a sudden, here's a game that, just because you think they developed it right, that it plays right, that maybe it has no microtransactions, that somehow it now redeems them for all of the previous shit that you were now bitching about. Because at this point, that's what it becomes. You're no longer a gamer voicing your thoughts and concerns for the betterment of the community if you are so easily swayed by one fucking game that they decide not to do something shitty with. Or they decide to do something shitty with, but they give you like the lesser of two evils. You can still unlock everything. Third, they say, you know, third time's a charm. I've already done 2 videos on this subject. Well, quite frankly, Capcom has not redeemed themselves in any facet that thereof. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than one fucking game or them not doing dislock content to be like, oh yeah, they've redeemed themselves. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the bullshit that is in gaming, and apparently the bullshit from gamers where they're easily won back over after years of shitty practices, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.